What's up, guys? Welcome to the 26th episode of the ShutterBugs podcast. Today, we are missing our very enthusiastic introduction, host who always does this, Finn Deeds Creek. He is otherwise occupied, so sadly, well, not sadly, it's me and Alex, but sadly, he can't join us, so me and Alex are holding down the fort today. What's up, Alex?
Hey, where's Michael Cera at?
Where's Michael Cera? Jesus. That's great. Oh, God.
Wait, shoot my intro. I'm sorry. Wait. Start
over. Okay. Well, I got to remember our how we do our intro.
No, I mean, like, the intro is fine. I just need to, like, a moment of silence so I can do my intro.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm even going to throw it back to Finn's catchphrase here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 26th episode of the ShutterBugs podcast, the show where three toy photographers talk about everything and anything geeky. My name's Aiden, and I'm joined by my one co-host, Alex.
Hey, you already know who it is.
There we go. That was never get old. Awesome. So, well, first things I guess I'll preface before we get into the main show and kind of talk about ourselves is sorry for our lack of regular streaming and recording these past, I think, 2-3 weeks, mainly because I've been on vacation and a lot of the equipment is on my laptop, so that kind of hinders how we...
Boo, it's Aiden's fault.
I know, it is my fault, it is. And so that hinders how often we can regularly record, and then we did do, if you caught it, we did do a live stream, me and Finn, on the ShutterBugs account on 2 weeks ago maybe, kind of in the middle of our little hiatus, just explaining what was going on. So now we're back, hopefully regularly, and I'm going to work on taking my laptop with me on certain areas so we can try to keep this going in some way. So we're back, and there's been quite a bit of stuff going on, so that's awesome. Alex, how have you been doing?
I've been doing good, man. How was your vacation?
It was good. It was everything I needed and more. I got to go to Disneyland, so I got to see the new Avengers campus, which was wild and pretty cool to see. And then some new additions to Star Wars Land in Disneyland as well, which was awesome. So both of those were really, really fun. And yeah, it was a good way to get away. And I came back with it from that vacation with a lot of inspiration to do a lot of stuff here, shots, a lot of stuff. So I'm super, super, super stoked about that.
Did you see the Spider-Man stunt robot?
I did. It was really cool. I was pleasantly surprised by how good it looked. I was hoping, and I still hope one day that they do this, that it's just kind of, because the way it is right now, it's like a show, like every, hour or two it happens, and it's like the whole like show you've probably seen on TikTok or YouTube where he introduces himself and everything and then swings, and what I hope happens that they get to is where he just kind of swings randomly and swings frequently throughout the day, which would be pretty cool, and like
that would be cool
in a different direction. So it's just kind of like, oh, there goes Spider-Man, versus like you have to sit and kind of wait for this show to start and then he swings once. So that was what I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't, which, I mean, was still super cool anyway. But I hope one day that they kind of go, if they got the technology down so much that they can start having it kind of regularly just swinging up in the air, just be super cool to see. Especially in different parts of the park, that would be insane if they had it just go in random parts. But right now, I think that it's a good starting point. It looks really cool, so...
I'm just wondering if it's ever going to accidentally land on someone's head.
You know what? I wouldn't put it out of it, because the mechanism definitely could like turn into the crowd and the whole thing could fall. So that would be very interesting. Very interesting to see. But yeah.
I don't know why I'm laughing about it, but that actually does crack me up.
That would be really funny. I will say one thing about Disney, and this is not a knock. It's just kind of a bummer, and it's, there's no solution to it. But the only thing that kind of sucks about getting people like cast members to play the Avengers is because it's so obvious it's not them that it kind of takes you out of the immersion a little bit. Like when you see, for example, Captain America, and it looks like almost like John Walker instead of Steve Rogers, you're like, huh, okay. I mean, I'll still get my picture with him, but it just... There's something.
To be fair, you're almost 20.
No, exactly. That is very true. And kids have a, they're not looking exactly for Chris Evans as Captain America. But as you're walking around, you see that it does take you out of the immersion a little bit, because it can get really immersive, especially on the ride that they have, the Spider-Man ride. It's really cool. They did a really good job. So, and it's just, I mean, obviously it's hard when celebrities play certain characters to get cast members to play them. We're like, any of like the other characters in Disneyland are like easy because you wear a mask or whatever. Like they had a Ant-Man in Marvel Land and it looked just like Ant-Man. Like the mask was on and it looked phenomenal. Their Iron Man looked good. Their Black Panther looked good. Even their Sam Cap actually looked really good. But I think Captain America and Doctor Strange and Thor were the three that like I looked at and I was like, I don't know. But again, still super dope nonetheless.
Yeah, I really want to go to Disneyland, actually. I've only been to Disney World. I went once. It was like years ago. That was like the best vacation I've ever had. It was fantastic. But, I was like 7.
Yeah.
So, you didn't really have to do much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to see Disney World because of that. I didn't really want to go previously because they didn't have that stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, if I want to go, I want to go to Disney World again, because, but yeah, I definitely want to see that stuff. It looks really, really cool. And I want to see the stunt robot land on somebody because that would make my day.
Who knows? It may happen in the near future. How have you been, man? What have you been up to?
It would happen and it would land on me.
You're right. You'd be there like the first time in years, and it would happen to you. Oh, that's funny. So what have you been up to, man?
Lots of meth.
Of course, I would expect nothing less.
I've been trying. This past week, I kind of took a dip off the writing because of like life stuff. So
yeah,
I'm trying
of course.
Get back into the mindset to try and do some more next week.
Nice.
But other than that, I've been mainly chilling outside of just being busy with the randomness. But yeah, that's pretty much been it.
Awesome.
That's kind of my life at this point. It's just like trying to finish New World for the next 30 years.
I cannot. If you guys don't know, I mean, I think everyone does who follows the podcast, but Alex is working on the the photography masterpiece of it and writing masterpiece of the century. So keep eagerly.
Hopefully, it comes out this century.
Yes, exactly right. It could be pushed to the next century. We don't know, but everyone's
could be 3,000 before it finally comes out.
It very much could be. Yeah. God, that's funny. Cool. So I think we're ready to get into what pickups we have. Although being very little, you want to start, Alex?
Sure. So this, gosh, the days are blurring. I guess this past week, I don't even remember. I kind of had to call all the Avengers to help Finn and I track down some of the Black Series Clone Wars figures. And Terosity on Instagram, he sold me a Obi-Wan and Finn a Anakin. So that was nice. I'm glad we were able to get those. And the cool thing is on Target, Anakin was made available just the other day, so I was able to order him too. So I'll have them both in. Nice. I do have Obi-Wan now. He's dope. Really like the figure. There's only a couple things that bugged me. I don't like plastic skirts. They just they're restrictive.
Yep.
It's not too bad. And also, as much as I like how they did the Clone Wars armor thing, that's like one of my favorite Obi-Wan looks. I do wish it was a little bit more accurate. The elbow pads are like the most different because if you look on the show, sort of, I guess you could say the point of the pad is facing towards his like tricep. Mm-hmm. But because they reused the like phase 2 clone arms, the point is going towards his forearm. So it's like a minor difference that just like slightly bugged me. So I actually cut them off and like reposition them so that way they look the tiniest bit more accurate.
Yeah.
That was just like the only thing that bothered me design wise. I know like the shoulder armor is supposed to kind of be out and stuff like that, but that doesn't really bother me. And the only other thing that like actually aggravates me is how small the hilt is. Gotcha. I kind of wish they made it a little bit thicker. Yeah. Because the clone hands are meant to hold blasters, so they're like, the grip is a little bit wider. But it's not too bad. Like he can hold it. It's just he can hold it lower on the hilt than I would like. Gotcha. For shots.
Yeah.
Like if you would look at anything with Obi-Wan, he's mostly holding it in like the middle of the hilt. Gotcha. But that's way too thin for these hands.
But other than that, don't you have the Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan? Have you tried?
I do.
Have you tried swapping that hilt?
I don't even know where that hilt is. That was years ago when I got
True.
that figure.
Yeah.
That figure is all tore up now. But I have, if I could find that, I would try it. But I have no idea where that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoy the figure, man. The head and neck articulation is ridiculously smooth. It feels like the Mezco
Yeah.
double ball thing. Wow, that sounded weird.
Yeah.
Double ball. but no, it's pretty cool. I'm excited to get Anakin in, and I'm hoping I can find Echo soon, and then I can stop worrying about it.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
No, I bet.
But that's pretty much it. I think last week I already talked about Red Skull. Did that happen? Did I talk about that last week?
I
mean, last time we recorded.
I thought so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but you might as well say it again just in case.
But I mean, if you follow me, you've already seen. I got the newer Red Skull. It's awesome. I love the new puck, the new heads. It's really cool. Yeah,
Awesome.
I think that's all I've gotten.
Cool. I don't think I've gotten pretty much. I'm trying to think. Have I gotten anything? I got so. For those of you guys maybe who do not know, the Sentinel Miles has been kind of a shit show for some people, pardon my language, but I mean that is the best way to describe it. So I got mine through GameStop. I know Finn got his through GameStop. A couple people got theirs through GameStop. Some of them got them from overseas at AmiAmi or Hobby Link Japan or anything like that. Well, for those of us who got it at GameStop keeps pushing it back. They've been out of stock. Then they can't fulfill pre-orders because they don't have stock in. Then they've pushed it back to when they're getting stock, and then they say they're out of stock again, and they push it back again. So it's just been this whole crazy, I guess, ordeal of the Miles being pushed back. So I'm patiently waiting because it's been now 2 months since it was supposed to be in the people who ordered from GameStop's hands. So hopefully, it says mid-July right now. That's the date. It's like July 13th or something. So hopefully it ships out then. I'm praying. I even have the, if you guys don't know, Figureworks Customs, I believe, or no, Figureflix, something like that, did a neck peg for the Sentinel Miles. Just 3D printed resin, and everyone's using it. D Amazing has it, and it's really good. So I actually have it. And I'm waiting to use it for when I get the Sentinel Miles, but I don't have it yet. So that's something I guess I got in the mail. And then other than that, I've basically just been getting paints and supplies for my current project. So I haven't really been focusing on getting any new figures lately, which has been actually kind of nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm excited about those projects, bro. And I feel your pain with the pre-order.
Yeah.
Because I still have an Incinerator Trooper pre-ordered on BBTS.
Yep, I forgot.
For anyone listening, if you have a retail Incinerator Trooper, please give it to me, bro.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for so long for that figure. I'm trying not to purge the money I have set aside for it for other things. I want it to help. But I totally feel your pain on that one.
Yeah,
I hate it when they just keep pushing dates back.
Yep.
They just keep
and
just endlessly.
Yeah, it's one thing for the date to be pushed back, but it's the other for it to get to that date, and then they say they're out of stock and they don't have any, and it's well, you guys should have better planned for your order inventory if this is how many people ordered the GameStop Sentinel Miles. It's crazy. So anyway, it's not the biggest deal. I have other stuff going on, and I have the Miles from Mayfex, so I'm not in the craziest rush, but it is something I would like to own because it looks amazing. So again, other than that, I think that's my only thing I've got in the mail. Oh, I guess I'll talk about two things I ordered that still haven't come yet that are figure related. I got the Adrian Beltran did a head cast and kind of sculpt and paint of the Beast head for that Marvel Legends Beast. I'm sure, Alex, you know which one I'm talking about. Boog has it. Mm-hmm. It's like the underbite almost, and just kind of closes the mouth essentially. That'll get me by for now. My dream would get to be to get the sculptor shelf one. I know Alex knows which one I'm talking about. It is insane, insanely good. So that would be my dream to get. But right now, I think the Adrian Beltran one's pretty cool, and I'll rock with that. So I'll talk about this next in binges, but I've been reading quite a bit of comics and for the first time pretty much ever shooting X-Men. So I wanted kind of a nice Beast neutral head sculpt instead of the one he comes with. And then one other thing I got off eBay was a purple GPS slot cape for my Magneto. Past time
Ooh,
I got
sweet.
that.
Give it to
Yeah.
me.
Hey, honestly, I don't even know if I needed it because if these cloth goods go well on what I'm doing on my project, then I'll start I'll do my Moon Knight cape probably by myself and try to figure that out and some other stuff.
Yeah.
But I am happy, even though it hasn't shipped yet. I'm super happy to have it because it'll be really cool to finally as much as I love that Magneto, it does kind of become hindering. I know you know it, Alex, too. You trying to take photos of him sitting down or doing anything dynamic with the neutral, just sit down cape. So I'm happy to have a wired purple cape that works and will look good. So that'll be nice.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
What's going on, boys? I'm popping in for a minute. I'm driving, but when I get home, I'm going to hop on.
Oh, robot fan is back, bro.
That is cool.
No! Okay, thank you. Yeah, I have lots to talk about. I had a little moment today, which sucked. But yeah, how's everyone doing today?
I was better before.
Your microphone quality sounds great, Alex. You sound very clear.
I was much better before.
Yeah, I feel you. Aiden, you sound nice as always. I've been seeing on my Instagram or Twitter feed everyone always making fun of these couples that are super into Disney that get Disney tattoos. And one couple got matching Disney tattoos, but it was the Mickey Mouse symbol, but it was the Blue Lives Matter flag through it, and it was so cringe. And the whole time I'm just this is Aiden's future.
Oh my God, that is outrageous.
Disney 60 Mickey can only go so many directions.
Oh my God, this guy. Go back driving, you distracted driver.
I'm gonna go drive home. After this, I'll message you guys. I'll hop on.
Sure. Sounds good.
Thank you guys so much for having me today, guys.
All right, we're kicking him out of the Discord. It's official. What? Okay. Binges. Alex, what have you been binging? What's been going on?
I watched the new episode of Loki.
Nice. What'd you think? We'll keep it non-spoilers. I have seen it. We'll keep it non-spoilers.
Yeah, okay, without spoilers.
Yeah, for now.
That was the best one to me.
Yeah, easily, for sure.
I really like this one and episode 2.
Yeah.
So far, it's. I'm not gonna say that definitively yet, but so far, I think this might be the best one.
I think so I was telling Brian this. My dad, because Loki was coming out, caught wind of the Marvel shows and was like, "Hey, have you watched these?" And I said, "Yeah, but I'd be down to rewatch them because he's always watched all the Marvel shows with me, movies, but obviously didn't catch up on the shows." So I backtracked and I finished WandaVision right before I went on vacation, and then I just finished Falcon and the Winter Soldier last night, the second re-up of both those. Both great. And I forgot, how much I loved both of them, but mainly WandaVision, because I forgot I was so caught up after watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier and how much I loved it that I forgot I also loved WandaVision a lot. Because I was, it's very easy to think about WandaVision as kind of boring because of the first little bit of it that's the TV show part and get caught up in that. But as it got into the magic, I forgot how much I really loved how much it was connecting multiverse and the Darkhold and all of these little pieces and having Wanda fully become the Scarlet. It was just really cool. And I've been noticing so many things in both shows I didn't notice on my first watch through. So that's been great. And I still think, though, after watching both, that Loki as of right now is, I think, my favorite. It's hard. They're all really good and they're all super neck and neck. But after this most recent episode, it's getting to a point where I definitely think
if it ends well, then it might be.
Yes,
It
if they
could
stick
totally
the
just
landing.
fall off the rails.
Exactly.
I definitely think right now, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is my favorite still.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the end of Loki yet, so I'll have to revisit that after that happens. WandaVision, I really enjoyed it. It's so far, I'm liking Loki more than WandaVision, only because to me, WandaVision would have worked way better as a binge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's why I also
things.
Yep.
It just week to week, it wasn't as exciting to watch. I think if it just if it was Netflix and it all came out,
yep,
I think I would have would have come away with it a little bit better, and I think that's why it adds to your rewatch.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. I think that's why I liked it way more than I did the first watch through. Is like I was able to binge it, and it kept up the momentum in that way because it was like one after the other versus waiting a week at a time and like, okay, what are we gonna see this week? Just another sitcom episode, like that that boring feel. And I think the only reason that it might be a tiny bit over Falcon and the Winter Soldier for me, and I'm not 100% sure on this opinion either, because again, I just finished Falcon and the Winter Soldier and I love that show, is because it's a little bit different than I was normally used to. Like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier feels more like an MCU vibe, which it is obviously, and it's done incredibly well. But Scarlet Witch or Wanda and Vision was like a little bit of a different twist on like at least the first bit of it, and kind of at the end, like exploring the magic deeper too. So I think it pushed it a little bit over. But honestly, after Loki's fully like done, I'll be able to easily rank them. But I think it'll go Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Scarlet, or WandaVision, and that's it. I think that'll be the order. Yeah. But I'm not 100%.
I think that'll be it too. Yeah. If it keeps going the way it is, because I think Loki, at least with the length and the pacing, it handles mystery way better than WandaVision did for me, at least in this format. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
Again, the binge difference, because like WandaVision, like the week to week waiting, I feel like it lessened the impact of the conclusion a little bit, because again, the fan theories were so crazy, and even if you weren't theorizing, you kind of were hoping for something really big because of the expense was so the suspense was so high. With Loki, at least so far, the suspense has been handled with enough answers in the episodes that it keeps you watching, but it doesn't kind of leave you like, well, what happened? It's not like you're lacking information, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I completely agree. And I think the funny thing, too, at least in terms of Loki, for me, WandaVision was always too short. I felt like, at least until the end, when they bumped up the time length for, like, the last 2 episodes. And then the Falcon and the Winter Soldier was always... It never dragged, but it was way longer than WandaVision was. So that was very interesting. Here, get into... talk about kind of your thoughts in detail about... I'm trying to think what I have to go grab something real quick. So I'm trying to think of what you should talk about real quick. Maybe the newest episode of Loki without spoilers of how it. I don't know. Here, I will be right back, Alex. You decide what to talk about.
For people listening right now, as Aiden's gone, I also read the absolutely ridiculous Chainsaw Man manga. And then saw the trailer for the anime that's supposed to come out. I really only read the entire thing because it was so stupid. I just had to keep reading it. It was so ridiculous. I'm not a huge manga guy, but it was ridiculous. But the trailer for the anime just dropped, and
I forgot about that.
The animation will be sweet. So I'm hype about that. Just because it was so stupid, I just need to see it like moving now. But I think that's really it for my benches besides Loki, which I really enjoyed last night's episode.
Yeah. Cool. For me, it's been a little while since we've been on here, so obviously Loki, that's the main thing. I have actually fallen off of The Flash. I am no longer watching right now.
What?
I haven't for weeks, so put that out there.
Oh my God, this man is having withdrawals.
No,
he's itching.
I just don't really have the interest right now at all, and it's not been in my.
It's surprising it took you this long to not have interest.
No, I definitely. I mean, I didn't have interest while I was watching it, but I wanted to see. I've watched it all the way through. I kind of want to see how it ends. Similar with Arrow or Arrow I'd started and wanted to see how it ended, and I haven't done that with any of the other CW shows, and I don't plan to. I don't have the interest to. But since I was watching Flash, I'm like, okay, I kind of want to see what they do to tie this in. And especially because rumored, which we can get into in screen time, that Barry Allen from the CW verse will have a cameo very similar to Crisis in the new Flash movie. So, again, kind of...
Oh, really? I thought he was going to be in No Way Home, like everybody else.
No kidding, right? It's just everyone from the
Spider-Verse. Did you know that Finn was rumored to be in No Way Home?
No way. I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it.
There's also a rumor that Tom Holland is going to cameo in
it. Alongside everyone else, yes. That's great. But yeah, so Oh my god, what was I just saying? Oh, anyway, so that's why I kind of wanted to see it, but I've kind of fallen off of it. I'm chilling right now. I don't think, much going on that's crazy, and I don't care, so I'm all good. But what I have been doing, which has been awesome, Bad Batch, obviously, I'm still watching. I'll keep no spoilers or anything, because obviously Alex is a little behind for now.
A little.
A lot behind for now. but it's been very good. Very, very good. Filoni's doing great work. And the last thing, my most important thing and the most exciting thing for me, is right before I went on vacation, I'm halting it just for right now, but I'm about to pick it up next week again, is I've been reading religiously comic books.
Yes.
I've been catching up on so much, and it was right before vacation, probably for a week straight. I was reading a book to 2 book trades a day. I was just obsessed. I mean, I read through a ton of stuff and got so much inspiration. And the only reason I'm pausing it now, which I guess is kind of a binge in itself, is I'm working on a custom action figure, which has been...
For me.
For Alex, yes. And it's been a complete roller coaster, and just how Alex doesn't want to, watch Clone Wars while he's writing, because he feels like it'll, kind of affect how he writes or his inspiration.
Oh, it definitely did.
Yeah, exactly. Where I feel like if I'm reading right now, it'll affect my I guess, passion and kind of like want to finish this Star Wars custom, because it is Star Wars, and watching Bad Batch doesn't affect it or Loki, but reading Marvel comics makes me want to shoot Marvel.
You could read the Star Wars stuff.
I've thought about that too, but in all honesty, I think it's the custom's also taken up so much time that I wouldn't even have the time to read now. I mean, yesterday I was telling Brian and the guys in the Discord group that I probably spent 80% of my day down in the studio doing some sort of work yesterday, because, again, you have to wash and sand and then, wait for paint to dry, and so it just takes time, and then obviously do everything.
Right. Make sure Alex's address is correct.
Yep,
so that
exactly.
Send it to him when it's done.
On the box, yep. You know what's actually really hilarious is I still have Finn's package sitting right next to me, which I really love right now. I'm looking at it right now. So,
I told him it's 1 to 45 business days.
Yes, that is an appropriate time frame, but I will get to that. It's just I've been so unbelievably sidetracked and focused on this custom. Like, I didn't think I could be this focused on it, and I thought I would pace myself way more than I am, but I think it's because, very similarly to working on a dio or even a shot, every time I paint more, it starts to come together more, and I see the final product more, and I get more excited, and that makes me want to work on it more and like put in more effort. And so it's just a big project. And yesterday, that's why I had to stop myself at like 8:00 from working anymore on it, because I knew I could probably go to midnight, because I kept telling myself like, okay, I clean the airbrush, but let me just do this paint coat, and like let me do this, and I'm super happy with the way it's turning out, but I got to pace myself. And so anyway, that's taken up a majority of my time, to the point where I'm not shooting right now either. I'm trying to finish it by tomorrow. That's the goal. And then I can participate in summer shots as well. So hopefully it'll be done by tomorrow. I think it actually will be, which is insane. And
that'll be sweet, dude.
A week-long project. Yeah, I'm so excited about it. So that should be really fun. But that's affected how much, time I've put into reading comics right now. But the minute that custom's over, I am going to be reading thoroughly, a ton more stuff, and shooting quite a bit. So I'm super, super stoked about that. I think that's it for binges. I think we can get into our toy news that we have.
Heck yeah, there's some interesting stuff today.
Yeah, and then I think I'll do some quick, deeper dives into stuff we missed, just the biggest stuff, because I forgot that there's been some actually pretty cool other stuff that I didn't know about, or I did know about, but I forgot about. So let's make sure this is all looking good, and then we'll go into that. The main thing, and I know, Alex, you can talk about this if this is anything you want at all. I'm transitioning our here, and then I'll share a screen here. There we go. Okay, it's in the Discord, Alex, if you want to look.
Okay, I'm about to look.
It's in our chat. I'm live streaming it. So this was the G.I. Joe Classified Series Alvin Breaker Kibby with the Ram Cycle. This was coming up on the Target app. This was in like June 17th, I think. So a couple weeks ago.
I think so.
But again, I don't think we talked about this. Alex, is this anything you're interested in?
I really want that, because that's part of the figures that are coming up are part of the stuff that I was like, I want a G.I. Joe 112 line because I want like more kind of nondescript soldier mercenary type of people, because that's kind of what I used them for when I was collecting 118th. I really want this. It really kind of looks like Warrior Evans on Instagram.
Casey?
But,
that's great.
I may have to pass because, one, it's an exclusive, and that's going to be a nightmare to try and get.
Yeah.
And two, I don't necessarily need it. And so I want to pace myself on the line a little bit more. And as much as I would love to have that, I think I will have to pass just out of necessity.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because I don't want it, because I absolutely do, because
of course
it's a random soldier with a vehicle like that. That would be epic in a photo. But it looks really cool. I think that's precisely the Duke body mold. I don't think the legs are different. The vest and head sculpt and helmet are obviously new, as well as the bike and stuff. But I mean, it looks really cool, and I would love to get it if I could. You know, like if I had more dough at my disposal than usual. But it looks really nice.
Cool. So that was released, and then we had the teasers for the Universal Monsters that were coming out. Are these? I don't think these are NECA though. This is another company.
No, I don't know what company this is.
Yeah, but this is interesting. I know NECA though has the license to do these, and I know they are
Jada
to them.
Toys. I have never heard of Jada Toys.
I have not either. I have no idea.
They look interesting.
Yeah. I think, in all honesty, it looks like NECA is going to be superior. I mean, they have sculpts, paintwork, and articulation here, but this is a cool substitute for the meantime for specifically Dracula and Creature from the Black Lagoon, because we don't have those from NECA yet, but I'm sure they're down the road, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's at least this license. NECA has an advantage in that you don't necessarily need them to move that well.
Exactly.
So
especially
as long as they look really good, like Frankenstein, like you don't need.
No, not at all. I mean? Not at all.
Frankenstein's monster. I mean, excuse me.
Yes.
Some people will crucify me.
Exactly. So we have this Aang figure. From
McFarlane. Boo.
Yep.
Boo.
Yeah.
Hate it. It's disgusting. Like, look at his knees, bro. Look at his knees.
I know. Look at the skull.
Come on, bro.
Horrible.
At least he has more neck than the what's the other company that's making them right now?
God, I always see them at Target. I'm forgetting the name.
I'm totally blanking on the name too, but at least he has more neck. But I mean,
still,
and the 5-inch scale. Why is it? McFarlane hurts my soul so much.
Yep, I completely agree. Next there was this. This isn't really anything for me. The Zeo cards.
I don't know what that is.
I don't care too much about it.
We don't need to talk about it unless we know about it. So.
Exactly. But the next thing is big.
Oh yes.
This I wanted to definitely get on because this was a pretty big deal. Us getting a re-up of a classic Sandman powered down with also interchangeable accessories. But this has been a very long time coming. Basically, since the Toy Biz has this been coming.
Yo.
Oh my.
I'm here.
Oh Lord.
For at least a little bit. I'm here.
We're talking about toy news right now, Finn, and we're on Sandman.
Oh yeah. Sandman. I ordered it.
Yes, I remember on Amazon, right?
Yeah, Amazon is my go-to because sometimes with Amazon they can mess up your order or things can get canceled, and no matter what happens, if something goes wrong, Amazon's customer service is there to help you. Oh, okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was saying that no matter what goes wrong with Amazon, their customer service is there to help you, which I'll probably talk about after a toy news segment when I can run through my quick little pickups, which is very fun. But yes, I'm very excited for this Sandman. He looks okay. He looks pretty cool.
Okay, come on, Alex.
He looks good. It's just it's just something about the head sculpt, I think is what it is, that just it's either the head sculpt or the paint. I don't know. Something about it just makes it feel a little bit extra basic, kind of plasticky. I don't know. I think it's the head sculpt is what really throws me off about it, and that's why I still prefer Toy Biz because of the detailing.
What I'm bummed about most about this, even though I'm super hyped about it, is I think Boog is the one who said it. At least I heard first. Is these head sculpts should be switched. It should be the plain head here and the angry head with the hole in it. It shouldn't be a plain head with a hole in it, just looking plain.
That's actually true.
And then an angry head by itself, like those, or it could be just an angry head and a plain head. I'd be fine with that without the hole. But the hole's cool. I just think the angry would look better. That's the only thing that this is missing.
Like, why?
Like I would.
If you're gonna do something like that, give us 3 heads. You know?
Yeah. Like, I would take this though. I will say in a heartbeat over the Toy Biz. I know Finn, that hurts your soul, but it's just it looks good. Maybe a little clear coat to like dull the shine. I don't know if that's just the picture or not, but I think this will be the definitive Sandman. People are complaining about the size, but Sandman, again, we've talked about, is sand. He can fluctuate his size depending on what he wants to do, and this is a good size for a Flint Marko figure to be. And then you have the Build-A-Figure Sandman if you want a huge, bulked-up, basically huge Sandman. And then the Toy Biz is also an alternative if you want to go that route. The Marvel Select.
Why do you not like the Toy Biz, Aiden? I don't understand that.
No, it's not to say I don't. I own the Toy Biz, and I actually really love the Toy Biz. I just think I prefer now this one when it comes out. This will be my preferable Sandman for the future.
As long as you put some respect on Toy Biz.
Oh yeah, the Toy Biz is a great figure. I just, again, this fits better with what Hasbro is doing. And the Toy Biz looks a little out of place with like more current figures that Hasbro's putting out. Like if you again put that Sandman with the Retro Wave Spidey, there's clearly a issue when you look at that. That Sandman's a lot smaller and skinnier than a bulked up Spidey, so we need something to go against that Spider-Man. And the Build-A-Figure can do it, sure, but one, it's really hard to get your hands on. Two, it's completely in the sand mode. Yeah. And it can't be like a civilian Flint Marko, which is also what he looks like if you're doing Sinister Six shots or anything.
Dude, I will say I'm really bummed now though that like I was kind of banking that we would get a re-release of the Bath. That way I wouldn't have to complete mine because all I'm missing is the torso. But now that we're getting this, which I'm actually excited we are getting it, I'm kind of like now I'm gonna have to track down that piece.
Yep, true. What piece are you missing? What figure? I'm curious.
The Miss Marvel piece. The torso.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to track it down. I definitely want to pick up the Build-A-Figure one day, maybe. But I think if you're doing a powered-up Sandman, maybe go with... Here's the thing about the Marvel Select. People, before this came out, were saying the Marvel Select was the definitive one. It's huge in comparison.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
It can fluctuate his size, but he doesn't fluctuate when he's looking normal. He doesn't do that. He goes down to his normal human size, and then when he's fighting, he fluctuates, which is why the Build-A-Figure actually worked in that way, because he had kind of the weird proportions and the sand pieces that it looked like he was definitely fighting or doing something. And the Marvel Select has normal proportions of like the human body, just like this does, but is scaled up to be a Marvel Select, so it looks definitely out of place with any Marvel Legends figure.
I think it's also just the Marvel Select articulation. Every time I see it, I just kind of cringe a little bit. Like, especially like the waist. Like, I have the Ant-Man and the Wasp Ant-Man figure from Marvel Select, which is cool. It's a great shout out to Stones. Thank you for that gift. It's a great figure, but it's just kind of like articulating the legs. You always get those weird gaps, and it always just looks bad. And I think I have like PTSD from Diamond Select, where anytime I see that type of articulation, I just cringe a little bit because I'm like, oh, these are going to move like absolute bricks.
For sure.
You know, and I don't own the Select Sandman. That's the only one I don't own. And that one is my least favorite, I think. Like, the sculpt is cool, but I would rather take this basic-ish looking Hasbro one that you can weather up and detail up a little bit rather than like a brick that has some good sculpt, you know?
Yeah, I definitely can agree with that for sure. So this was news. We'll go on to keep trying to keep it going. There was a Quasar figure announced by Legends. And it was in Canada, I believe.
Horrible luck.
Yeah, exactly. Horrible body.
The Quasar, what is a horrible buck?
It's on the
Bucky cap?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely awful.
Just tired at this point. Awful. It was good for the time, but it's so tired, especially when Legends has better bodies.
I still want that Bucky cap figure, the original Bucky cap. I actually still want that. I have never been able to get it. Too, not that it's this like super insanely hard to find figure, but even when it was coming out, I was like, oh, I want that, and I still have just never gotten it. Like the originator, you know, that look is so good.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool look. Hopefully they'll re-release it sometime. We can talk about this. Alex, how you feel about this? Again, I don't have a lot of connection with this.
Not something I would get, but it looks really cool.
I mean, I think this looks cool for even not turtles. If you wanted like to combine these with like articulated icons or just have them as ninja/samurai.
They'd be huge with articulated icons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, way too big. But they could definitely work by themselves.
What are we looking at? I'm watching off of the YouTube stream since I can't look at the Discord thing without it slowing down my phone.
It's a 2-pack for the NECA movie turtles.
TMT?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely looks. I mean, it looks really good. Like, I'm really happy for all the people that love these movies they're getting so much right now, and I'm very happy for them. It's just like not really my favorite. It's not even like my top probably 3 iteration of the Turtles. So I'm kind of chilling. But as like standalone ninjas, they look really cool.
They really do. I'm looking at these hands.
Looks great.
Yeah, it's definitely. I might actually pick these up. These look really good for just again for ninjas and these base bodies. I mean, all the hands it comes with, the interchangeable heads, the swappable arms. I mean, it looks pretty good. So
I wasn't able to pick up the foot ninjas when I did find them. I found them one time. They were like $60 or whatever. Nice. I wasn't able to pick up those. So if I couldn't pick up those, I'm probably not going to get powered down.
Yeah.
And Splinter. Although I will say, man, it's making me. I'm trying to get back into painting up that 796 dial, 796. I haven't had a chance yet.
What's the progress with that? I forgot. You kind of fell off.
I've been working a lot lately. Like, I've been working 2 jobs and then doing odd jobs on the side. So like any free time I do have at home, I've been watching like a movie here and there if I can, like shooting when I can. I haven't had a lot of time to like sit down and really work on painting, even though I really want to. But I've just been in a Turtles mood, and I really would love to work on a sewer dio one day. I think, did Extreme Sets make one? I don't know. Not that I would buy it, but
I think Alex has one from Extreme Sets, a sewer dio.
I do.
Yeah.
Don't buy it.
Alex hates Extreme Sets, bro.
The thing about Extreme Sets is you have to pick and choose what you buy if you buy from them. They do like the Subway, great choice, because every Extreme Set is somewhat reflective of light, pretty much, because because that's how they are made. So if you pick like a worn down building or something or brick, it's going to look terrible because it's going to reflect light like it would like a reflective surface, like a tile or something, and it looks really bad, and you have to light it really, really carefully. But a Subway and maybe a sewer, I don't know how the sewer tiles look. Alex probably not as good as a Subway, but the Subway is perfect because it has that reflective property that Extreme Sets already has, so it looks good. Versus unrealistic when you like have an Extreme Sets with brick or rock or anything that like doesn't have that reflective kind of look. So you have to pick and choose. But yeah, sewer dio would be cool, for sure. There's this Venom that was announced by Diamond Select. I don't know if you guys have any interest in
legs.
this.
Ew. Oh, they're so
It's
gross.
an old one that they're re-releasing.
Oh, yeah, it's the re-release. I will say, I've always wanted to get the Diamond Select Venom just because I think it looks so good. It probably moves terribly. Like, I have the Diamond Select Carnage, and it doesn't move amazing. It moves okay. But that Venom head sculpt right there, the Todd McFarlane-esque one, is so good. I don't remember what I wanted to swap it on. Oh, I want to swap it on the freaking Artwit Toys custom, man. That head on that body is perfect.
Yeah,
that head
it looks
sculpt
really
is
good.
So good.
For
that
sure.
It's just like straight out of McFarlane drawing. I love it.
Yeah.
Love that.
Cool.
Everything else is meh.
We got a Sylvie figure announced, and by
it looks horrible.
Yeah, the cloth looks. I mean, the hard plastic cloth cape looks terrible. And the likeness looks pretty bad too.
Yeah, that is rough, dog. That cape is rough.
Yeah, this is.
Loki always has terrible luck with figures, man. His Ragnarok figure was just meh. I got it as a gift, so
I have that Ragnarok figure too. It's not amazing, but I mean, I wouldn't say it's a terrible legend. And then the
old one's so bad. Dude.
Yeah, the variant one though that just came out, I've heard pretty good things about. Even though it's like pretty plain, I've heard pretty good things about. That's
like just a studio body essentially.
Yeah,
can't really mess it up.
Yeah, so there was that announcement, and then we got this.
Is this official pictures of the Age of Apocalypse stuff?
Yep.
I'm excited for someone's echoing. I'm excited for Magneto. That's about it. I don't think I'm going to get anyone
Legion's arms look different.
Yeah, they're definitely different.
I don't know what they are because they don't look like the pizza arms.
Well, go back, Aiden. I think they are the pizza arms, man.
With the inside joint, at least in the box picture, looks different.
I mean, I can grab a pizza Spidey real quick. It looks similar, or similar to the I guess that Charles Xavier is on the pizza bug. Let me look. I can grab one. Why is it taking me so long to find one? Oh yeah, here we go.
I'll say.
Let me see, Aiden. Pull back up Legion's arms again, King. Right. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, these are the same. It's the pizza Spidey buck. Because I'm or at least it's the Charles Xavier one. So I'm holding it in my hand, and the muscle line they have is like the exact same.
Interesting.
Which is such a disappointment because these arms are like kind of they're all right, but for some reason I've never really liked how they are with the elbows. Like you can almost overextend them, and the joint just kind of like pops out and it makes them like over corrected straight wise. You know, I don't know. I just have such negative feelings towards the pizza Spidey buck at this point. Then I'm kind of like, oh great, we're getting it on freaking Gon from Hunter x Hunter with his hair like that. Yeah. I literally know nothing about Legion, so besides what I've seen from the show and like side appearances in comics, but
I'm pretty neutral on this wave. I mean, I think anyone who loves Age of Apocalypse is probably really hyped about all of this. I think for me, the one thing I see for myself is this Sabretooth head sculpt cutting off and probably like customizing this to work on that Warlock Wave 1, I think it is, or Apocalypse Wave 1.
See, that body would not be a bad base if someone was going to go all the way with a custom.
Not at all.
That's not Hyperion. Right?
No, it's not Hyperion. It's like this body, I just don't think I have the skills to do this whole body.
The whole wave, the frustrating thing is that the whole wave looks really good. I just don't want like next to anything from it, you know? That's why I'm like, man, if only it's like the House of X wave was great and I loved it. But there are so many figures where I'm like, oh man, we really had to do Cyclops on the Bucky cap, or man, we had to do Charles on the Pizza Spidey, or we got that disgusting Magneto helmet head. Like so many little shortcuts where I'm just like, man, this could have like been one of the best waves ever, or Miss Marvel or Captain freaking Marvel Girl, sorry, everything about her. I'm just like, man, we could have I don't know. If the figures from that wave had as much TLC as this one did, I think it would be like one of the best waves. But it's just, I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying? Like it just feels kind of like, wow, they really went hard for Age of Apocalypse. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a pretty popular run, but yeah, I don't really have too much interest in getting these. I'm sticking with my classic X-Men that I'll shoot. I already don't shoot X-Men enough with what I have that I need to, stay back on stuff like this that I'll probably never shoot. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty much sticking with like my Jim Lee team and then modern stuff. I'm really liking getting I loved getting most of the House of X Powers of 10 stuff. I thought that was really cool. But this like middle, like I guess really early, like 80s and earlier, and then post Lee stuff isn't really my bag. I mean, I love some of the stories, like I love Claremont, but the looks just aren't really what I need unless it's Cyclops. I might get the Cyclops just to have a version of Cyclops. I'm telling you, man, when are we going to get the re-release of the all-new, all-different Cyclops? We need an updated one. The red and black suit with the X. We need it. I'm so pissed. That was a Toys R Us exclusive. I never was able to find it as a kid. It was the only one from that wave that I wanted as a kid. Never found it. Still can't buy it. We're under 50 right now. I'm just like, oh, that look is so good. But no, we have to get freaking Samson Cyclops, one arm, freaking Battle for New York, whatever. Warriors Cyclops. It's Dookie. Anyways, continue.
I was just going to say, moving on, there's this new Super 7s doing the MMPR, some MMPR designs. I've heard from a loyal Power Rangers fan, Brian, to stay clear of this because these will probably not be that great.
Brian said, Brian was saying, we were talking about it, and he was basically saying that like it's just less articulation for no real reason. Like we were watching the Foosh live stream, and he was like, "Yeah, we don't do double jointed or whatever to like make it look seamless, and for figures that we could pull it off with, we will." And it was like, well, Goldar only has one joint, so
yeah,
these are all just like, why would you do? These are bare minimum, at least articulation wise. Also, Brian said, Age of Apocalypse Wave is a pass outside of Legion in the chat. and he said Loyal Subjects is making the other Avatar figures. I don't know. These are all passes to me, especially at the price tags. You're probably gonna be what, like $40?
I will say, I think the only reason to pick these up, if you were ever to, is for the accessories to pair with your Lightning collection.
That
like
is very
having
true.
this,
They're gonna be big probably though, right? They're 7 inches.
if they're a 7-inch line, then there's no point. I've never had Super 7 figures, so I don't know. I was just kind of shooting in the dark with that. If they don't scale well, then there's literally no point to get these when Lightning collection
They just look so like, they look like the, speaking of Avatar, you know the Diamond Select Avatar figures that you see at every Walgreens?
Yep.
Like, they're not as bad, but they give me those vibes where you see that there's like a little bit of articulation, but you know they're not going to move well. You know they're just going to kind of stand there. It's like, why would you get Power Rangers, characters you want to be in really dynamic, like eccentric poses?
Yeah.
You know, why would you make them be the ones that have... And they'll probably move okay. Like, and the details look cool. Like, Goldar looks cool. It's kind of like we have Lightning Collection. Like, why do we need this?
Yeah, true. So these were announced, and then getting into more current news in the last 2 days, we had Roadblock announced from Mezco. Alex, how you feeling about this? Because this is kind of your wheelhouse of...
I will say the head sculpts look really good, and it looks way better than Bishop, who
Bishop was rough.
I don't know what's up with that head sculpt. The only thing that really bothers me is the elbows. I hate single elbows.
Are they singles?
Yeah, look at them.
Yeah. Yikes. Yeah.
I hate that on something that expensive. Otherwise, it looks pretty good to me. It's not something I would get with classified existing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, why would I pay an extra, $60 when I could just get the $20 version?
True.
But it doesn't look bad.
Sick.
Yeah, this is a rare Mezco in the last 2 years that doesn't actually look weird to me. Like, the head sculpts look fine.
Yeah. The only thing for me is actually... I guess there's just 2 pages of the accessories. I was going to say he doesn't come with as much accessories as I'd like, but he actually has a decent amount.
He has a lot. He has that big turret.
Yeah, I may end up...
6 grenades? Golly.
Yeah,
that's one thing Mezco does that I don't quite understand. I get having multiple grenades, but why does he need 6?
6, and there's no storage. It's just like, throw these in a bin somewhere. Who has ever done a shot with 6 grenades? Ever.
Yeah.
Probably forced photos.
Yeah,
facts. It looks cool. The pants look kind of plain to me. I don't know, like especially where they meet the shirt. I guess you can cover it up with like a belt or like the jacket. But I'm just like,
they do that.
It looks like GPS lost pants. It looks cool though. It's just like, why would you buy a Mezco Roadblock?
Is there not a photo with the helmet on? I didn't even know that he came with the helmet until just now.
I don't. I can look on Mezco's page. After this, here I'll go look at that real quick. Let's see.
I mean, you didn't have to. It was just.
I know. Well, I'm curious now. You've piqued my interest. There we go.
Also, like, I think the only GI Joe, in my opinion, as a casual person who would collect it, would be like Snake Eyes or Storm Shadow. I think would be really cool. Storm Shadow especially would be a really cool Mezco because you could do a lot of cloth with like his ninja gear and stuff. But Roadblock, I'm kind of like, okay.
Yeah, I think most of the masked characters would, if they were to do it on the level of like, the Punisher or the Logans that they've done and stuff like that. I think most of the masked characters would look fine.
Anything better than
Firefly,
whatever that was.
That looks so bad.
That looked so bad. A Beachhead would be sick. Actually, now that you say that, that would be really cool. Are they teasing alien stuff, Aiden, underneath that?
Probably for their MDS stuff, I'd assume. Yeah, see.
Yeah, to the right. Oh, man. Could you imagine freaking a Mezco Ripley would be so clean, man?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a Ripley for sure. Let's see. So, going more into 20s, I think there's only one thing left to talk about, and it was revealed today, which is this. Please tell me you're not actually excited about this, Finn.
I am.
Why? It looks so bad.
The Venom?
It actually looks way better than I thought it would have.
You guys are
plugging. The Venom, Aiden?
Yes, the Venom.
Okay, it doesn't look bad to me.
Look at this. Look at those blue and red lines. Like,
it actually looks better than I thought it would have.
I thought it looks kind of cool. I mean, cool,
you know, if
like,
you told me they were making an animated series Venom, I'd be like, that's going to look ugly. But it actually doesn't look that bad. Now, is it something I need? No, especially after the Art with Toys thing. And they're probably just going to do one with regular paint anyway.
Yeah.
So that would be fine.
They change up that head sculpt, though, because I don't know what they're doing with his lips.
That's what I'm saying. That's the worst thing for me.
No, here's what it is. I've always really kind of disliked the 90s animated show design anyways for two reasons. It's the lips, and then it's like his eyeballs that they try to do with his eyes. Because they're not really eyeballs, but the way they do it, it makes it look like they are. But I think, like, outside of those things that are just, like, part of the design, I actually think the translation is pretty cool. Like, the blue and red. I mean, it would be something that would just kind of, like, go in your collection on your shelf. You can't really shoot it unless you have blue light on the left and red light on the right. Like, you can't really shoot it that practically, I guess. But I actually think it's pretty cool, and it's really cool to see something like that realized in a Legends line. Like, I never thought we would get a 90s animated Venom, ever. I never. The
only thing that's making me scratch my head is, why is it a con exclusive?
Oh, it is? Oh, well, then I'll never get it. Never mind.
It's a PulseCon thing, and I'm like, why? That's random. You know, to me, it seems like you'd want people would buy this. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
For retail, you know what I'm saying? So it seems weird that it's...
I hope they do a 90s Spider-Man. Would be cool. Like, I mean,
isn't that technically
it's kind of the retro?
The retro, I guess. Actually, you're right. I just like hate the retro head sculpts. I really just don't like them, and it doesn't really scream the '90s cartoon to me. I guess. I mean, it's actually not that far off. I don't know. I think a '90s animated Hobgoblin would be pretty cool too, because I just feel like that design is so just screams like the animated look.
I'm curious to know if this logo would be jacked up or not, because it's Hasbro. You know what I mean?
Oh, the spider symbol?
Yeah.
Well, you can already tell the problem that I have with how they do it is that they, like, have the black outlines in the center, really black, straight, clean lines, and then the actual symbiote, like, the actual white spider is, like, kind of, like, faded on there. It looks like it was, like, airbrushed on there. I'm like, why don't you outline it with black, too? You know, it has this weird, like the dichotomy between the two is super weird.
But regardless, this looks better than I thought it would. You know Absolutely. What I mean? Like, I've seen customs where it looks pretty good. Black Symbiote on Instagram, he has a really nice custom of it that looks pretty good.
Totally.
I forget the name of the Spider-Man customizer. But they've done some that looks good. But I always thought if Hasbro were to try it, it was just going to look terrible. But it actually doesn't look that bad.
It looks great on that
I'm not the biggest on the design, but that's, the design's fault. That's not Hasbro's fault.
Absolutely. But I think that looks great on that buck. A Venom on that buck would be really sick.
Yeah, I've been waiting for them to do that for a while.
So you make a red one, right?
Yeah. I don't know why they left the holes, though. That's really weird.
So dumb. That is so dumb.
But that's classic Hasbro for you, is to just leave dumb stuff.
Oh my gosh. It really is.
But it looks
very
fine.
pleased
The box
with
looks
right
really
now.
cool with the face.
The box looks really cool. The thing for me is, as long as if it looks, I need to see it in lighting, like the proper lighting first, because this blue looks a little too bright for me, and then it's so hard to visualize this in figure form without having the lighting that would make it pop and, like, actually look realistic to the show. Because here, for me, I get very much big time vibes from this, of that Spider-Man figure Hasbro did, where it just doesn't come out the way it should look from comics or cartoon. So if this looks really good with the proper lighting, I will definitely stop saying it doesn't look good. Like, it may be great.
It's interesting because, like, this design is not hard to do for them. It's just like a paint job, really, and then adding those weird lips and eyes. But I will say, if this somehow opens the door to get more spectacular designs, like that Venom design, this one is cool. It's
what door? There's not even a connection.
What?
He's talking about the fact that it's from an animated show.
Okay, I guess I understand that connection.
Animated.
But
no, dude, because here's the thing. The Spider-Man, we don't even know if that's actually the animated series design or not, because it's just so generic. The Venom is cool, but it's basically just a repaint with some added, like, sculpt on the wrists and stuff and a different head sculpt. But, like, if we got a Venom from Spectacular with that stylized proportions, like, very like bigger on the top and then like small on the bottom, kind of like the strong guy.
I very much doubt that.
Exactly. I will never. I would never
maybe
think
like 10
Hasbro
years
would do it.
when that is the nostalgia thing. Because right now it's the '90s stuff, but when it's
Yeah,
like
but I mean,
stuff,
it's just not what they do.
Stylized.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that is what I'm saying.
Like the bodies
like,
themselves.
Yeah.
And
When they run out of stuff to do, maybe.
And even Hasbro, I mean, look at what they're doing with the Clone Wars stuff. It looks realistic instead of cartoon. So I highly doubt that they would do that.
Well, then,
You know
never
what I
mind.
mean?
Consider my dreams crushed. I just want that really bad. I've always wanted, like, highly articulated, but also, like, well done, like, versions of those, like, those versions of the characters. Like, a Green Goblin from that would be so clean. Like, just imagine. Hold on. Guys.
This dude's about to go on a whole tangent.
Did you hear Finn? Oh!
We don't have to do all the crazy sculpting. Maybe we can add a little bit of sculpt to the shoulders here and there. But imagine a 6-inch Spider-Man from the Spider-Man design.
I don't think Legends would ever do that. I don't think that head sculpt would ever be a Legends design.
Never.
Yeah.
We'll see. In 10 years, if Legends is still kicking, because they've only been around now. After the reboot in 2012.
I hope I'm done with this hobby in 10 years.
10 years. You're so negative, dog.
Why is that negative? That's actually positive to me. I have something better to do.
I can't wait to quit. No, you're right. At least we'll be able to move on. It is a dream. Oh, hey guys, hold on. We got some stuff in the chat. Brian says, actually, as he always does, in the show, his red and blue highlights aren't from red and blue lighting. They're just there for no reason.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying.
The stream ended, Aiden. It says the stream ended.
Yeah, because there's no more to. We're done with toy news. But the thing I'll say about that is, it's not. Yes, I know in the show it's just there for like no reason to kind of highlight and add some shadows and stuff. But the main reason I want to see it in lighting is because I feel like lighting on the figure will make those colors pop to their true what they should look like. And the black will be darker. Like, the photos that we just saw are just even white lighting on the whole figure, which makes the black look way lighter, and then it makes the blue and red look way lighter, and just white light. So I want to see what it looks like in the proper lighting to kind of try to match it to the cartoon in that way. It's not that, he always has blue and red light on him. That's not true, but it's just the lighting that they chose to do their promo photos in doesn't do, I think, the paint justice to what they're going for.
Yeah, that's true. Brian, Mario's in here. He said, "Sup, boys?" What's up, Mario? Good to have you in here. Brian said, "I love Spectacular Spider-Man figures, but it's a dream." And he said, "Sup, Mario?" Mario said, "Definitely getting that Venom to keep mint on card, pure nostalgia." I would like to have that figure mint on card, but not if it's a Pulse exclusive, because at this point in my life right now, anything that I can't like somehow get on either at retail or sometimes Amazon is like a reach for me. You know what I mean? Anything that I have to pay above retail for is not happening right now. Like, it's like we're pinching pennies, but it would be very cool to have, and I would actually like to shoot it. It would just be very limited in what I could do, you know?
Yeah.
But I am excited for it. I think it looks really good. Like, I think Hasbro nailed the look. It's just not really what I want. But Hasbro, give us Spectacular Spider-Man, please.
This man's begging for it.
That is like one of my favorite shows ever. Like, I want to make sure
it's a great show. I just don't think I think there is a company out there that could do it, and it would look like
Sentinel could do
I was gonna say
Revoltech.
Sentinel. That's what I was gonna say.
Sentinel.
No, Revoltech could not ever. It would look horrible.
Okay,
it would look horrid.
Hold on. Actually, counterpoint, Revoltech would actually do the best job, in my opinion.
What?
That's great. Let's end this debate before it turns into an hour.
Okay. Sentinel will do equally good of a job, whatever. But Revoltech, I think, would be equipped to do it well because they've done so many stylized proportions and stylized look for characters already in the past. Like, doing that Venom for them would not be that hard.
No, the Venom, you're right.
The top is so much bigger, but Sentinel's quality and stuff is so good.
But a Sentinel, Spider-Man, Green Goblin, any other design but the Venom would look way better than I think Revoltech could do, because it would be more streamlined, sleek, would have the very good articulation, and would be like just dope. So anyway, toy news over. Screen time.
Just a couple of things in screen time. The new Shang-Chi trailer came out.
Yep.
Also, what the heck is up with Abomination fighting Wong? That's random.
Very random.
I'm intrigued by that. It's not so random that I'm like, that's stupid. It's random enough that I'm intrigued.
And we got the fins on Abomination now.
Why is it always Iron Spider? It's
what?
so lame.
What?
What are you talking about, bro?
Oh, I heard Wong. I thought we were talking about the Spider-Man Lego set thing. I'm sorry.
What?
What are you talking about?
What?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I was replying to people in the chat. Hold on.
That was
Did
the
you guys
most.
see the Lego set Spider-Man Far From Home thing, or not?
No.
No Way Home thing. It was like they revealed it was like Spider-Man in the Iron Spider suit, and then it was MJ, Doctor Strange, and Wong.
Bro, are you not listening to the conversation?
This man.
I'm sorry. Anyways, before we get back to the conversation, Iron Spider, that suit is lame. We need normal Spider-Man back. Okay, Alex, continue. Are we talking about we're talking about the Shang-Chi trailer, right?
Yes.
Also, Mario said Robotech Spider-Man, best figure ever. I absolutely agree. Continue, guys. My bad.
Oh my god, this guy.
I am the worst co-host of all time.
We're talking about Abomination mid-conversation, and Finn yells out, "I hate Iron Spider!"
Right, like, what the heck?
No, hold on. I actually had, like, I was like, you know what? I'm probably a pretty good... I'm getting better at podcasting. Like, I'm an okay co-host. Dude, my ego has shrunk down to the size of a grape. I am so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I feel bad.
Moving on. The trailer was cool.
It was cool.
It didn't reveal too much to me.
Yeah.
There was some stuff that's like, maybe, probably shouldn't put that in the trailer, but it wasn't like ridiculous. You know, Marvel sometimes it can either be we see nothing or we see everything.
Yep, very true. I will say it definitely piqued my interest far more than the first trailer did. Now I'm actually really excited to see it. Maybe I just didn't pay enough attention to the
effects
first.
Look really good.
Really good. Yeah. And again, like we were saying, Abomination now has the fins on his head. Which is
I'm curious.
accurate.
Are they gonna like say like he can evolve or something? Like I'm curious.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be sick.
I don't know.
Because that would be cool.
That would be cool. I'm very.
I don't know
intrigued.
what they're setting up with all these sudden reappearances.
Also, he looks.
Tim Roth back. He's a great actor. So.
Yeah, Abomination looks bigger than he did in Hulk, and bigger than the Hulk has ever looked in the MCU. At least in my opinion, he looks huge. So that'll be very interesting.
That'll be interesting to see where that goes because that's super random, but it could totally not be within the context of the movie. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that wasn't revealed in the trailer? That would have been so sick to see that in the theater for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool, but I think that helped some people get a little bit more.
For example, me.
Because that opens doors for stuff. Also, kind of slightly random. Apparently Disney went back and changed a couple things in the end
of WandaVision.
WandaVision.
Oh, I was reading about that. That's crazy.
So they first off, I'm looking at the images right now. They're kind of grainy, so I don't know if you want to stream it or not. But it seems like they moved some trees around. I guess they might have done something different as far as the scenery in Doctor Strange, potentially, if we see this location again. And it also seems like there's an invisible figure kind of floating around, so I wonder if that's Vision or something. I don't know. It could just be a reach, and they just wanted the invisible person could be a reach, and the location was just changed for the movie.
I think some people said that it was like an editing artifact. Like some people said it was like a mistake.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see, I guess, on that one. I think I had one more thing, but it wasn't major.
Oh, Mario says in the chat they got rid of the ducks.
There
were ducks in it?
I had no idea.
Honestly, the WandaVision finale was so forgettable to me. I do not even remember what happened.
What?
I don't even remember where they are at the end of that show.
Oh my god.
This dude has the worst memory of all time.
Worst memory.
I can memorize all Kanye lyrics and
oh
Spider-Man facts. I just forget things that are forgettable sometimes.
Dude, the WandaVision finale was so good. How's that forgettable?
No, it was a good show. It was a good finale. I'm just saying that like a lot of the MCU stuff looks the same, blends together for me in my head. Like a lot of it gives off the same vibe.
You got to remember, Finn doesn't remember any conversation he's ever had.
That's true. I do forget about that. That is true.
No, I listen to Alex. Alex, I love
nice.
conversation.
Thanks. That's nice.
Aiden,
completely forgot about me.
This man is so insecure. Aiden, do you not think that I love you, bro?
Interesting.
Anyway,
and
you are hoes, bro. Continue.
I don't think there's anything else unless I'm missing something because it has been 2 weeks.
The Sopranos trailer came out.
That came out. Yeah, that looks interesting. James' son actually really looks like him.
No spoilers for the end of Sopranos, please. I'm in the middle of season 5. Please. I
haven't even watched the entire thing, so I can't.
Yeah, I'm talking more like some people in the chat. Please, no spoilers. But yeah, he looks like his dad, and if he's half the actor that he is, it'll be great.
Oh, the live action Clifford the Red Dog trailer came out. It looks absolutely horrible.
Bro, somebody tweeted. They said this looks like a anxiety medication commercial, or whatever. They're like an allergy medication commercial. It looks so bad.
Yeah, I don't think anything else came out in the last 2 weeks. I don't think anything major. Anyway, I saw
the Snake Eyes trailer. I went to see Fast and the Furious 9 the other day with my brother, and I saw the Snake Eyes trailer. And for a second, I'm like, are we watching Shang-Chi? Like, what is this? Like, what movie is this?
This man saw an Asian.
Oh my, of course. Finn.
Really? That's the narrative we're going with? Come on, now, guys. That's not even close to true.
This man immediately just said, is this Shang-Chi? Because he saw Asian actors.
No, I'm saying that, whatever, bro. Not true. Anyways, the Snake Eyes trailer looked pretty cool. Do you think we're going to see him be unmasked the whole movie, though?
No, at the end he'll put the mask on probably, and then...
Oh, yeah,
he's just going to get scarred at the end.
Yeah, he's going to take his vow of silence at the end of the movie. Probably.
Is that a thing? I know nothing about G.I. Joe, man. I want to watch those animated shows, like those clips or whatever, those shorts. What are those called? It's Alex, you know what I'm talking about? The animation stuff.
You got to elaborate.
Forever. You talk about it's like the nice looking animation.
Oh, Resolute. Yeah, it was a shorts and then they put it into a movie. That one was really good. That's the best characterization. And it has some cool anime fight scenes and stuff.
I want to read the comics too.
The comics, it's like 80s comics.
It was written by Warren Ellis. Resolute. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Ellis is freaking awesome.
Yeah, that movie was pretty sick. It does some kind of like silly things, but I mean, it's G.I. Joe stuff. But yeah, I'm very cautious with that movie because I actually don't think it'll be very good at all. The Snake Eyes movie.
Yeah, who wants a Snake Eyes movie? I
think
it's a good concept. Yeah.
Yeah, you could make a good Snake Eyes movie. The way they are doing it, at least from the trailers, I'm like, this is not the way. This is not.
Yeah.
It just seems too, compared to what the actual storylines were, at least what I know of. Wow, voice crack. At least what I know of them is that they're doing things so skewed for like no reason to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one thing that irks me when they change stuff in comic book movies in general, is when the changes don't really make sense.
They don't matter. They don't have any positive like
X-Men when they made the original X-Men, Scott, Jean, Hank, Bobby, when they all were like different ages, that was just like an unnecessary change.
Yeah.
Like, why does Bobby need to be a teenager? Why does Angel need to be a teenager instead of an adult like Scott and Jean? Like, that stuff is weird to me and I don't understand it. And that's a similar thing that it seems like they're doing in that movie, which I don't get. Because I feel like you could actually make a good G.I. Joe movie if we have comic book movies. As good as comic book movies are now, to me, you can make a video game movie. You can make a good G.I. Joe movie. Just actually be creative. Like,
one good comic book movie though, even after that dinky Mortal Kombat movie, bro, that was not good.
Video game, you mean?
Did I say?
You said comic book.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, video game movie. Like, the only one I like...
This dude said there's one good...
Oh, yeah, no, I was about to be like, what?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh.
Besides Detective Pikachu, there's not one video game movie, video game movie that I'm, like, interested in.
Yeah, that's because they haven't gotten anyone that's actually competent enough to make a video game.
Very true.
Like, people were hyping up that Mortal Kombat movie, bro. That was trash.
It was a trash. It was not
trash.
Good. Yeah, I didn't like the Mortal Kombat movie.
Like, you just have to, that's what happened for comic book movies. They were terrible, like, besides... Christopher Reeve Superman, or the original '89 Batman movie, which were like the first actual good ones back in those days. They were terrible, until actual creative people started making good ones. Until a Jon Favreau made an Iron Man, or until they did the couple decent X-Men movie, right? So like that's the thing with video game movies and I guess toy property movies is what you would call. The G.I. Joe stuff.
The difference is it's like with video games, it's like you're in this video game a lot of the time for like 20 hours. Like Last of Us movie wouldn't make any sense because it's such a long journey. You're following these characters for so long. There's so much build up there. And I'm like, putting that into 2 hours would be such a disservice to that story. Whereas,
there's some that you just don't need to make.
Yeah.
That is true too.
But I'm like a Mortal Kombat movie. I actually think it would be possible to make a good Mortal Kombat movie.
I
Just
do too.
actually be talented. Right, just be a talented filmmaker. Clearly, we haven't gotten that yet. Video game movies still need time to make the leap that comic book movies made.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about the G.I. Joe stuff. I don't think that they actually would be that bad if you just actually make a good movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how hard is it to make a good movie? Apparently, really hard for these people.
Man. Those first two were rough.
Like, I just don't get it. But
I haven't
anyway,
seen it in years.
But anyway, I think that's it for Scream Time. Am I the only one with critiques and favorites?
Nope, I sent mine in.
Let me run through my pickups and binges real quick. I can be really fast.
Oh gosh, here we go.
This man doing stuff out of order.
Bro, you know what? I am all over the place. Oh, Cap said no love to Blade. Yeah, we all love Blade. That movie's absolutely incredible. And Spider-Man 1, but like he named a few examples.
Yeah, I was just naming examples. I'm not saying that all comic book movies were bad until Iron Man came out. I'm just saying.
I mean, Spider-Man 2 is arguably better than anything else we've named. And that was in 2005 or 2004. Anyways, pickups.
Crickets.
I got a bunch of cool stuff lately. Some pre-orders came in. I don't know if I talked about it last time. I got the Red Skull. I love it. It's amazing. I did paint jobs to the neck piece and then the alternate heads it came with. I went a little crazy on the MCU looking one, and so I'm gonna have to replace that one because it's a little darker than I would like at least. And
shout out to the MCU one.
What?
Well, the one that they used for the MCU one, like right? It's the same one?
No. We talked about this. Okay. It's a different sculpt.
Hold on. The frowning one, not the grinning one.
The frowning one is not the MCU head.
No, it's completely
modern head.
Okay, well, the modern one I kind of jacked up, so I'm going to have to replace it with the pre-order that I have. But anyways, shout out to Brian, a.k.a. Cap.lives on IG, for years ago sending me the Winter Soldier Wave Red Skull head sculpt. You sent just the head sculpt, but it is by far my favorite Red Skull head sculpt there is out there.
Remember.
It's perfect.
The one Aiden tried to buy.
Yeah, wait, no. Brian offered it to me, and then I said Finn wanted it more, and I let Brian send it.
Yeah, and then we were like, bro, and you're like, I mean, Finn wants it.
No.
Yeah, Aiden wanted it because Finn was mentioning it for like a week.
I'm going back to my DMs right now.
It was like a year of me being like, every time, like, bro. I was looking online for the freaking Iron Skull figure just so I could get that head sculpt. We're just messing, Aiden. You're great. Thank you for letting me grab that.
Go to my DMs right now.
But yeah, shout out to Brian. That head sculpt is my favorite. And it's so funny that is the only head sculpt that actually fits well on the Red Skull figure that I have. Like the one that he came packaged with, after I popped it off, I can't put it back on, like easily. Like it doesn't fit. Neither of them fit it. And so the one that Brian gave me is the only one that fits, which is hilarious. But yeah, I love that figure. I got Bo-Katan in the other day.
Are the chins switched on yours?
Oh, let me double check. You mentioned that.
I should check mine too. In hindsight,
I can't tell, Alex. Is there a way to tell? I really can't tell. Actually,
yeah, I mean, if you
are.
Yeah, the feet are correct. The shins aren't. That's what happened with mine, and I saw a bunch of reviewers have that too. A lot of people haven't noticed, but all it is just simple heat and pop. But it was like so weird. I'm like, the whole production, all the shins are in the wrong place. Like that's
so
weird.
Whack. Oh, Brian's in the chat saying he regrets the decision now to give me that Red Skull head. Well, Brian, I can send it back to you if you really need it, but it brings me so much joy, so don't make me do that. Just playing. Thank you again.
So don't make
anyways, I got freaking Bo-Katan, and she came. Freaking fantastic figure. Finally a figure that I don't have to weather. Like, I've been weathering so many figures lately.
I mean, you could weather it.
I could.
You should weather it.
I don't feel like I need to, and so I'm just going to weather it and chill. It's an amazing figure. I love it. I will maybe. It took me forever to get her, but she was like $25, and I had some Amazon credit saved up, and we'll get back to Amazon credit in a little bit. But I'm really excited about her. She's freaking fantastic. Such a great figure. The blasters look really trash. I'm not gonna lie. Like the gray plastic they used. I wish they would have gone for something a little bit more metallic, like the jetpack. But it's a great figure. I also picked up. Wait, what was I gonna say? I picked up something else. Oh, yeah, the Flint and Lady J G.I. Joe figures. I love them. I think they are amazing. I did 2 extra lawn jobs just so I could afford to get them when I found them because I was so interested in seeing how the articulation worked and how both figures kind of like, they just looked amazing and the accessories were great, especially that shotgun or whatever Flint has. It just looks amazing.
I'm just so mad that I now know that shotgun is inaccurate.
Oh, is it?
It has a pump on the bottom, right?
Oh,
But you put the shells in the top. So if you're putting the shell directly in the thing, then you wouldn't need to pump it.
Oh,
so
yeah, you're right. Wow.
Well, so if they just removed the pump, then I think it would have been accurate. The good thing is it doesn't really matter. It looks
great, man. And it works well. I would love to use it with like some Punisher shots or something. But yeah, those figures are both amazing. Wow, Lady J is such like a man. Legends, you are.
She's such a man.
Crazy. What?
I thought that was really the way you said that. It sounded like you said she was a man, and that was just really funny.
Aiden off that weed today. Anyway.
Yeah, Aiden be talking about how I was with my Lego sets or whatever. Anyways,
okay, no, your Lego set thing was yours. We've been talking about something totally unrelated.
I'm so sorry. I actually feel so bad. That was whack. That was on me.
Also, I will say, hold on. I did the research. I also paid for the shipping for Brian to send it to you. So.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Yeah, you sent that little paper envelope. You paid for that? Thank you.
It was $7, so I did.
Hey, speaking of shipping, is my sign just Supreme?
I'm looking at it right now on my desk.
Anyways, I guess I'll talk about that in a second. But the Lady J figure is so good, man. Those arms are freaking fantastic. Hasbro, you suck for giving us years and years of single joint Black Widow, Captain Marvel.
That's why I'm so excited for the Riri Ironheart figure. I'm so excited.
Oh, does she have double joints?
Yes.
Oh, that's fire. I cannot wait to pick her up, man. Those figures are amazing. G.I. Joe does not miss. This line is so good. Do you see that like deluxe Zartan or whatever that they were?
Yeah, I thought we were gonna.
I thought that. Yeah, I didn't. I'll pull it up.
Crazy. He had like what 6 heads or something.
No, it's different faces, so it's not actually heads. It's like
but 3 different
really
heads,
cool. I have to like only get like one version of the villains. I think I'll get the different costumes of the heroes, but like I have to pace myself. So yeah, I think if I have that figure, I'm like, okay, I don't need the other version as cool as it looks. You know what I mean? Just get a definitive version and call it a day.
Absolutely.
But it looks really cool. They just
don't miss, man. That line is so good. They do not miss. And
I'm sharing it to the stream right now. So you guys can check it out. Hold on, just real quick.
Wait, what did you say, King?
I'm streaming.
He says in the stream.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, yeah. That's not what we wanted.
Ew, that was disgusting.
There we go.
No offense, obviously.
Yeah, it looks really cool. This dude Aiden, I sent the picture to him, and he said, "Is that a Hasbro or a Mezco?" I'm like, "Bro, do you see any cloth?"
I looked at it for a second. It kind of looks like a Mezco. Come on, a little bit.
No, bro. When are Mezco packed like this?
It looks good. That's the difference.
After I realized it.
That head sculpt looks fire.
Yeah, that would be cool. Paint that up and stuff.
Fire. This figure looks amazing. Paint job isn't like I kind of prefer the other one, but everything else that comes with is fantastic. That sniper looks sick, man. Anyways, I got those G.I. Joe figures. I love them. They're amazing. I want to shoot them even more than I have already. I added weathering to those and Beachhead that I never got to. And someone else, I think. But you know what? I don't care enough to look. Anyways, I got those. I bought off of Johnny, a.k.a. Plastic Thunder, the homie. My man, Johnny, I love you, bro. You're a great friend. Thank you. He helped me find the Scientist Supreme legend that I really wanted. That was after Red Skull. That was the #1 figure I wanted from that wave. And so he found it for me because I haven't been able to find it myself. I still haven't found it. Found every other figure from that wave. And he basically just charged me retail and shipping for it and then sent it my way, which I was so excited about. But it turns out he didn't send it my way. He sent it to Aiden. And so now Aiden has my Scientist Supreme.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Give it to me. Charge me however much on PayPal for shipping, Aiden, and I got you. Okay. For real. And yeah, because I accidentally, Johnny was like, "What's the address?" And then he was like, "What's Aiden's address?" And then I sent him Aiden's address. And then he was at the post office and he's like, "Yo, what's the address?" And he looked up and that was the address he saw. And so he sent it there, which is totally fine. Now my Scientist Supreme's just freaking getting melted in Reno or whatever up there with Aiden. So that's fun. But I got a couple other things. I got some Grail level stuff right here, which is the Rebel Tech Stormtrooper. But I got 2 of them, customized by DTG Figures on Instagram. These were commissioned for a friend, and he had them and shot them for a while, and then he was ready to get rid of them and gave them to me for a steal. I had to save for it for a little bit, but I finally got them, And Aiden says it looks like they were thrown into a sewer, but I actually think they look
I didn't say that. Oh wait, no,
Yeah,
I did.
you
I did
did.
say that. I did say
Yeah,
that
you
about
did.
those
You
specifically.
did.
I did say that. I did.
I love them. They look kind of like they have like these like ghost designs. Like they have like this skull painted on the front, and it's just like super insane weathering. It does look like they're in like a mud, like a ravine, like mud everywhere. Like it's insane. And I love the Rebel Tech Stormtrooper design. Not gonna lie, it's hard to move them. Like they are much more challenging to use than Rebel Tech Spider-Man or anything like that. Like you really have to mess with the joints and the things that are kind of covering them up, and it is a process to pose them. But I love how they look. I think the custom job is amazing, and I finally have them. My goal is to own like as many as I can, one of every 1/12 Stormtrooper figure that I can from every company. And I love the Rebel Tech design because I love Rebel Tech. I actually think the helmet design is amazing too. Aiden hates it, but I think that it is fantastic.
How is it amazing? It looks so bad. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Yeah, pull up a picture. I love how it looks because it's kind of stylized, which is the whole point, in my opinion, of buying Rebel Tech. I love their take on it because it's very realistic, but it has like a little bit of like a exaggerated twist to it. Freaking fantastic figures. I keep saying that. I love them. So happy with them. And then the last two things I got 3 last things I'm going to talk about. And this is over the last like month, so that's why I have so much right now. I had to go a little crazy. Me and Alex have been looking for a while, trying to track down the Obi-Wan and Anakin
I talked about this earlier.
figures.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we were tracking them down, and the homie Terracity, right? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. He hooked me up with the Anakin. Thank you so much, man. This figure is amazing. And thank you for less than retail, actually. Because he's at, 20 shipped or 25 shipped? Crazy. Thank you so much, man. This figure is amazing. Anakin is so great. I bought this a few days ago. I bought this with the last of my funds. This anti-shine varnish type miniature thing that somebody was posting about, I think, in PNP. And it's apparently great for these Clone Wars heads. Like they put it on Echo, and it kind of like made it more matte. Whatever that stuff top coat is, it kind of has a similar vibe to that. But so I bought some of that, so hopefully I'll be able to throw it on these guys. And then the other guy I got was Obi-Wan. The prophecy has been fulfilled. The homie is here. I am so psyched that I finally have an actual good Obi-Wan figure. He's my second favorite Star Wars character after the GOAT Vader. And the only other Obi-Wan 112 figure I have is Old Man Obi-Wan from Episode 4. And that look is great. That figure sucks. The Hasbro one does. And so I'm so glad to have a figure that can actually move and actually do things and doesn't have the worst head sculpt of all time. And I'm really excited about it. I added some weathering to him and Anakin, and I think it turned out really great. And then the last thing I actually got yesterday. Pre-order shipped for the Doctor Doom Marvel Legends figure from the Villains Wave, and I was so excited because I love God Doom. I love the white Doctor Doom look. And then I have a GPS lock cape for the all new, all different Moon Knight figure, and it looks like the exact same design. So I was going to throw it on that and make it have like a cloth cape. I was really excited. Well, I go to open it today. I open it like I normally do, very gently, and I go to like cut a little slice of the plastic out behind his cape so he could actually pull the cape out. And I did that, and as I pull the top of the figure out, his legs like stay behind. And so I'm just holding the top of this Doctor Doom figure with his legs still in the packaging. I'm like, what happened here? And it's happened to me one time before with Spider-Gwen, where it's like her waist joint kind of comes a little bit undone. You kind of like glue it back together. Well, it's like the front half of like his pelvis area, like that waist part is completely cracked and broken off. And so I'm like, oh, this God Doom figure is snapped in half essentially. Like his legs are just sitting in here. He can't do anything. And I did it from Amazon. Shout out to Amazon customer service, baby. Love it. So excited about this. They were like, yeah, we will replace it. And since you had such a hard time, you having to go return it basically just to get the same thing, we'll give you a $20 Amazon promotional credit. I was like, what? You don't have to do that. Thank you. And so I ordered the Power Rangers SPD Pink Ranger with that. So that way my SPD team will be complete. And all I need is yellow when yellow comes out, because I got green a couple months back. And so I'm really excited about that, because that's a figure that I want, but I don't really want to have to pay 20 bones for. So the fact that I can get that for free was really nice. And yeah, that sucks that figure is broken. But a new one will be on the way in like 2 weeks, it said. I'm like, okay. But yeah, that's basically it. Cap said Obi-Wan is such a great figure. He really is, man. I think it's like one of the best Black Series figures in a long time. Echo is as well. I just haven't weathered him up yet because it's going to take so much to weather him. Like, it's a process. And once he's done, I'm going to think he's probably my favorite from the wave. But yeah, that's what I got. And binges, I guess I've been watching a lot of movies. I watched all the Fast and the Furious movies over the last 2 weeks. They're just a fun ride, man. They're really bad, but they're really fun. And I had a blast seeing F9 with my brother. And that was it. That's all I got, guys.
Oh, thank God. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
I was like, wait, you guys were so silent. I'm like, oh, okay, they want me to be done.
I just muted until you were done.
No, you're good.
It's so rude.
No, you're good.
Also, I got the new Jazzwares Charizard figure, which is amazing. That's all I got.
Cool. Okay, Alex, critiques and faves.
Yes.
I have yours pulled up right now.
Yeah,
okay.
I can see them.
So first off, I just want to say, can some new people please use this hashtag?
Please.
Recommend the hashtag #ShutterBugs_CC to your friends. We would love to. We don't want it to seem like we're just critiquing the same people over and over.
Exactly.
Like we want to only do that. These are the only available people, and there's nothing wrong with them. We just would like to get some new names in here. So please repost the hashtag. Let people know about it if they want to get their photos featured on the show and stuff like that. But my critique this week is from Figure in Action on Instagram, and it's this guy stealing this girl's purse on a subway. And I really like this photo. Like, I really like it. I think the cutout is lit very well. It pops. It's bright.
Absolutely.
The poses are very good. The world building is nice. The only thing that I would really change is the lighting.
Yep.
It's very bright on the girl in the subway train, and the purple pinkish light on the outside to me isn't really selling the location. It doesn't really give me a time of day or anything. It's just kind of there. So now this could be an outside situation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking more like a New York style subway, so that would be like indoors, so to speak. So this could be an outside thing, but still, I would, if it was supposed to be outside, then I would like to know definitively. So I would have gone with like just a clean, like an even white light, or a warm sort of white light, and then I would have diffused the light just a little bit on the girl in the train. But other than that, I really like this. Like, it tells a story very well. And I really like how much that cutout pops.
Absolutely, man. Lighting is really harsh especially on like the guy's back on the right, the girl's back on the left. Also, her pose is just kind of off. The girl on the left, right by the guy, it's kind of like just like almost about to bend backwards. But I actually really love the shot too. I think it's a great idea and a great use of that like schoolgirl figure, But absolutely, just echo what you said. The cutout looks great too.
Yeah, I mean, my main thing is that he did a great job with the cutout in terms of the spacing and where the line is coming from. When you're using cutouts, it's a huge thing that people forget about or just kind of, I guess, brush off, is where the I guess I don't know what this line is called specifically, but basically the dialogue line coming from the bubble, where that's coming from is obviously the mouth.
Yeah, the tail.
Yeah, the tail. Thank you. That's a better way to say it. But the tail is almost always coming from the mouth, and people try to stick, like, for example, he could have easily stuck this cutout to the side of her head, but then the tail probably would have been either facing more down by her hand or up, and it wouldn't have looked like it's coming from her mouth. So to get the proper positioning and framing, he probably, I would assume, did the popsicle/toothpick method here and poked it back into the dial. That looks like what he did. He could have done something else. I have no idea, but that looks really good. So I really appreciate that, and the lighting on the cutout, and completely echo everything Alex and Finn said. I think what's going on with the lighting here is, and I could be wrong, is there's a lume cube or some small, or it could be a desk lamp, but it's basically just blasting from the left side onto the right side of the schoolgirl, the guy sitting there, and the subway door. And I think if you add a little bit more of top lighting through here, obviously it's going to be harder to do with an extreme sets, but I don't think impossible. I think it would sell the effect a lot more, and like Alex said, trying to do a warmer white so it sells the effect of outside more, or just a regular cool white, and you can get it kind of looking like it's indoor in a subway instead of this bluish hue. Again, the elements here are definitely there. The pose on this mugger looks really good. and I think the composition here looks really good as well. I think you have the elements. It's just one more step could take it to where it needs to go.
And one more thing, I have to say, it's very impressive how he mixed these different lines.
Yes.
And it's not jarring. Like, it actually works.
Yeah, works really well, too. I mean? Yeah,
so I think that's pretty cool.
For sure.
Aiden, you want to get into yours?
Yeah. Again, a re-up of someone we've done before, but we don't really have new people right now, so this will work. This is
we always butcher his name. Yeah. We will repost these on Instagram, and you can read the name, and hopefully you won't butcher it like we would.
I think it's Bichora Photos. I think it's Bichora Photos. I think that's how it's supposed to be said.
Or Bichora.
Yeah.
That, I don't even know.
We don't know.
I don't want to butcher it.
I don't either. So we have a shot here of Joker and Robin. Obviously, this is supposed to be, seems like Jason Todd, although I think this is the Tim Drake look, if I'm not mistaken, right, Alex?
I think it is.
Yeah. I don't think that's a big thing at all for me.
No.
You have Joker. I think the poses are fine with what you're working with. I know both these figures aren't greatly articulated. I mean, you can just look at them and notice that. So that's fine. I like the little rat at the bottom. I think that's a really cool detail. And some of the props here. For me, the bigger thing is lighting. Very similar to the last shot. I like this white light. I would not change this kind of like white rim light that's on top. I think that's beautifully lighting. But I think with this setting, it needs more light. A backlight could be really useful. For me, I see colored lights down here as really making this kind of comic booky and pop, especially the purple suit and the red suit. Or just light somehow hitting the back of this black backdrop, because I think it would work well if it was an infinite black, but this kind of muted brick back there, I feel like with a little bit of light on it would work a little bit better than without. But I think that's my main thing. I'd also maybe switch the lighting on Robin here to more backlighting. I think this is nice and it has a nice shadow, but it leaves a lot to the mind of where is this light coming from down here in this kind of sewerish environment. So I think adjusting the light so it looks a little bit more, I guess highlights a little bit more would work well. But what do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I think really, to me, the only thing that you really need to do to this is add light.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing. Like, even if you change the backdrop to like a purple or something, just give us more dimension to the background and then more on the characters. Like, for instance, for Robin, I would soften the warm light that's on the left side of him, and I would add a very soft, like, blue fill on his face. Yeah. I would definitely just have him like a soft, I wouldn't give him as many shadows. I would kind of leave the shadows to Joker. Yeah. You know what I mean? I would, especially how blurred out Robin is, I would just keep him very even. A lot like how Finn does his lighting. I would just keep it very even on him. But it's really just about adding more light. Like, if you put another rim light on above Joker's right, I think that would work. And then, like you said, Aiden, just hitting the back wall with some light, or even backlighting that wall. That's one thing I found with nighttime stuff, is that backlighting stuff with like a cool white light helps kind of sell the idea of a moon or something. But colored light, like you said, it's really just about adding some more light to this. Because a lot of times what we think is with dark shots, we think it needs to have minimal light, but that's not always the case. A lot of people think that that's never the case, but I kind of disagree. I think just sometimes you may need, maybe like one light or two lights on something, but this one, I think it would benefit from just more, and then using your settings to kind of darken everything. But other than that, I echo what you said, and the only other thing I would do would be to move this rat back a little bit. Yeah,
I definitely agree with that.
It's just the tiniest bit distracting. I would still keep it in the photo. I would just move it back so that way he's a bit smaller in the frame. You know what I mean? Like, he's taking up a bit more frame space than I would like to see for something that unimportant to the photo. Sure. But other than that, I actually really like this idea. I like the posing, especially on figures that move like this. These are terrible as far as articulation, so the posing is actually very nice.
Dope. Okay. Time for our favorite section. Alex, you can start.
Yes, this is by Hixel on Instagram. And this is a photo of is it
Dengar?
Dengar?
It's
yes,
Dengar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was blanking on his name right then. It's Dengar, and he's holding this guy above this edge. It could either be a rooftop or a balcony.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter which one it is. And then there's other aliens kind of walking into what I'm assuming is like a cantina of some sort, and it seems to be on Tatooine. And dude, I really like this. The location is sold so well. The angle is done so well. There's a whole lot of story here, and what's interesting is that there's not a whole lot going on that would suggest that there would be this much story here, but there just is. Like you're getting all of this history in one image, and your imagination just kind of starts to develop things in your mind. And I just really like this. You can hear stuff. You can hear the sounds of it just from looking at it. The lighting looks very good. It very much looks like outdoor lighting, but it's not too harsh.
Yeah.
A lot of people sometimes when they try and do daylight stuff, they make it a little bit too harsh. Sunlight can be harsh on people, but through cameras, generally you adjust for that. If it's a movie or if it's a TV show or whatever. So I really like the levels here, and it looks awesome. It makes me really want to get some Tatooine pieces made just so I can shoot Star Wars closer to how I would like to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is really dope, and I like how he covered the bullseye logo on the head. Some people, they just kind of don't cover it,
and it ruins the look.
Right. It kind of it bothers me a lot because I'm like, well, I get that it's a screaming head, but that's why I'm glad that the hood figure came out, so that way people can use that more. But yeah, this is awesome. I love it, and it really builds kind of the Star Wars world.
I completely agree. Honestly, I think you covered everything. It's how much this is sold as something like happening in the Star Wars world. Just the fact that Dengar is holding a guy, like you said, there's a huge story here. You can but it's also so believable in that it would happen. It's not some outrageous, crossover. Like, it's just very believable, but it's also a unique enough story that it really sells what's happening, where it's happening. The posing is great on Dengar and the guy about to fall. That works really well. And like you said, I think for me what stands out is the lighting on these four guys at the roof, because obviously there's depth here, that there's, these guys are higher, the people below are lower, and there's just very even, kind of a coolish but daytime white lighting, essentially. There's no, like you said, hard spots, but it's also, it fills everything, and there's no real shadows, that it looks like a kind of a cloudy / like partly cloudy day on Tatooine. And it sells it so perfectly. And the people walking below look good. And it's a very, very clean and very good job. So this is awesome.
Yeah, and that's one thing I forgot to mention that you just said was the depth. The depth looks really good. Like it's sold here.
Yeah, exactly.
This could very easily have been ruined if the figure's down below. I don't know how he shot this. It could have been below. They could have, I don't know how he did it. But it could have been ruined if they looked too close or too far away or something. So it looks really good. I very much enjoy this photo. And I like the tiny detail of the guy being, sort of hung off this roof. He's covering Dengar's hand. So it kind of hides the fact that hand as a toy wouldn't necessarily be grabbing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Open hand. So that helps sell it some. So yeah, this is awesome to me. I really enjoyed this. Aiden, you want to get into yours?
Yeah. So mine is actually by someone who really doesn't shoot at all, pretty much. This is Landspeeder Luke. He does a lot of 3D printed props. He designs them for people and sells them on his Patreon. And so this just took me completely out of left field. I was not expecting this. And so this is a shot of Lando and Han just in some sort of rebellion hangar. And there's just rebels and fighter pilots and commanders in the back doing stuff. And it's just, for me, the staging, depth, and lighting here is amazing. The lighting is so even, and there's no hard spots, and it's very dramatic, but not dramatic at the same time. It's hard to describe, but there's obviously some contrast going on, and muted tones in the orange and everything, that it feels very Star Warsy. It feels like it belongs in this environment. The prop game is through the roof. Obviously, having this big X-Wing in the back looks amazing. The pilots actually look like they're doing something. It's very easy. I used to do this. and some could argue I still do sometimes, have figures in the background posed lazily because they're in the background. But both of these pilots and the commanders look like they're, mid-conversation, looking at something, talking about something, working on the pilots. It's very good in that respect. It's not overboard with the crates and props. That's also a very easy thing to do if you have quite a bit to use. There's just subtle props on the left side, the right side, and a little bit in the back with the X-Wing. And there's even lighting coming through this big window back there. I mean, it's just, the shot is super clean. And again, took me by surprise because he's not truly a photographer, I would say, but more of a designer and shoots some of his promo pieces that he's doing. So seeing it all realized in a photo just blew my mind, and he did a really good job here. Alex, what do you think?
Yeah, I had not seen this until you sent it. This looks really good. If you ever want to know the type of photos that I actually want to be taking, it's something along these lines.
Yeah.
Like this is sold to me. Like I don't see a set. I don't really see where the lights are. I just see the photo, and I think that's something that is a very good accomplishment if you can do this. Are these 112?
Yep, these are Black Series, I believe. Actually no, this is 3 3/4 inch. Now that I look at it,
because the only thing that's throwing me off is Lando's knees, but that could just be
it's 3 3/4 inch. I can tell by the elbows.
Double knees.
I can tell by the elbows on both figures. It's 3 3/4 inch.
Okay, but yeah, this looks really good. The story is sold again. Too.
Yeah.
I can almost hear their conversation. I can hear the noise and stuff. It looks legit out of the movies, and a lot of people think soft lighting can be boring, but to me, this works.
Yeah, exactly.
Exceptionally well. It doesn't have to be a whole bunch of shadows or a whole bunch of highlights and stuff. It just looks good the way it is. And yeah, I really enjoy this. This was dope.
Awesome. Well, there we go. If you guys want to be featured on our ShutterBugs critique section, please, for the love of everything holy, use our hashtag ShutterBugs_CC. You should be seeing it right in the bottom left of the screen you are watching right now. Again, hashtag ShutterBugs_CC on Instagram. Tag your photos, and we will go over them and give you advice if we want to. But it's also a good way if you think you're shooting really well right now and don't need advice. Well, you can also technically tag it, and we will either give advice or it could become one of our favorites if we are not currently viewing your work. So it's also a way to get exposed in that way. So just please use the tag, fill it up. So we have a lot to pull from because we love doing this section. It's kind of one of our staple things right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been fun. It's been awesome. Alex, hit them with your plugs before we completely conclude our episode.
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at Alex N. Richardson. I pretty much post all my photos there unless it's Dookie and then I delete it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my plugs. You can also unfollow A1 Groundwalker on
Never
Instagram.
Gets old. Never gets old.
Block him. Report him as some sort of internet predator. Send him the worst meme you've ever seen in your life. Send him audio messages of like a panting dog or something. Yeah. Also, when are we getting Michael Cera on here, bro?
It's in the works. It's in the works. I got connections. We're working on it.
Okay. All right. We need to get Michael on here, bro.
We do. It is past time now. I guess I'll talk real quick about stuff going on. Again, you can catch us next week, always on Thursdays, but we'll also be going next week. Just another day, full episode. Instagram, A1_Groundwalker. Don't listen to Alex. Follow me, please. I'm so close to 1,000. And yeah, again, I'm working on that custom.
Unfollow him.
Oh my God, this guy. We'll be unveiling that hopefully tomorrow. I think that's when I'll have it done. So I'm so excited about that. That's my current grind right now. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. It's been really fun, and we will see you next week. Peace out.